Have you ever wondered about staying connected when traveling alone? It's one of the biggest concerns of solo travelers. If something happens, who's going to know? In this video, I'm going to share tips and tools on how to stay connected while traveling solo. Now, there's one solo female travel tip that I've only lightly touched on my travel safety videos, but it's something I practice religiously, and it gives me confidence when I'm traveling alone. And honestly, now I feel like it's the right time to share it. Having a plan for keeping loved ones informed is essential. Right now in the US, we're seeing unprecedented times. Immigration roundups are sweeping people up without giving them a chance to make a phone call to loved ones. This brings me to, as solo travelers, we don't have a partner or a group to look out for us. If you go missing when you're traveling, who's going to know? The key is to leave a breadcrumb trail, a system that's going to ensure that your loved ones can track your movements if anything goes wrong. Unexpected things happen all the time. Having a plan in place isn't just about safety. It also gives you peace of mind and confidence that you can take that trip. You can handle the obstacles that life throws at you. I'm going to break down simple and smart ways to stay connected and the tools that can help you do this. So let's dive in. Number one, before you go, you want to set up a communication plan. You want to have at least one designated buddy or check-in buddy who is a friend or a family relative at home who's going to know where you're at and can keep track of you. You want to share your travel plans and your itinerary with them. Like, for instance, I will send my full itinerary, flight bookings, hotel bookings, activity bookings, my trip insurance to my mom. I know that when I get in a pickle and I need something sent to me or I need her to make a phone call for me, it will happen. These days, thankfully, we have technology and it's very much improved, which helps empower our independence. There are various apps that can help you engineer this. Two apps that I really love are Google Docs and Google Calendar. I'm trying to get away from Google, but it's really hard. They allow me to share my documents with whoever I designate, and I can share them in real time, updated information. The Google Docs I'll use to list out my full itinerary to my mom and where I'm staying and what times I have certain things or meetings or whatever. My Google Calendar is another version of that because sometimes I need to see my calendar more than I need that itinerary. The calendar is great because I can send it to her or I can authorize it to her and send it to her. She can download it into her calendar so that she can see where I'm going and what I'm doing every day. It's not a perfect solution because she still doesn't always like to use the calendar, but it's still there if she ever needs to refer to it. If you want me to do a video on some of this, then please let me know in the comments below. Number two, you want to set up a check-in system. Checking in daily is always best, like daily texts, emails, calls, or even sending a quick emoji. So you can say to your designated person, hey, I will text you every morning the emoji of a sun so that you know that I'm okay. Sometimes I'm juggling so many things when I first arrive or when I'm traveling that I forget to notify my mom. And my mom emails me if she doesn't hear from me. So she'll email me and she'll be like, hey, you don't need to write a story. You don't have to tell me about your day. Just write me one word or an emoji to let me know that you're still alive. You gotta love moms. You want to decide on a fallback plan. So if you miss a check-in after so many days, that this designated check-in buddy knows the next steps to take, whether they're going to call your hotel or your tour company, the embassy, or even a lawyer. For when you're traveling solo, it's ideal to have two sets of eyes, one that's at home and one that's on the ground where you're at. If you are on a group tour, then great. Someone's always going to be keeping track of you. But if you're traveling independently, then it's on you to make sure that someone knows where you are. And that's where befriending a local or a fellow traveler comes in. You need people who might notice if you don't surface for a couple of days. You want to have someone who can say, I saw her last. And I know that's really morbid, but you never know when you need that. When I traveled to Islamabad, local Pakistani women advised me to always tell someone where I was going because it's common practice there. Women will let their family or girlfriends know their whereabouts or when they're leaving for someplace. A few even offered to be my check-in buddy for me, but then I didn't want to bother them. So instead, I casually checked in to my hotel reception desk. every day before heading out. I'd let them know what my ideas and where I was going, any sightseeing tips, or maybe they could hail me a taxi. But in reality, what I was really doing was I was leaving a breadcrumb trail. If I didn't come back, they'd know. And it worked out even better than I expected because they ended up connecting me with a reputable driver for the day. If you're staying at a hostel, you could do the same thing. You could befriend a fellow female solo traveler in your dorm and ask if she wants to be a check-in buddy. It's a simple system, but it could save your life. Of course, you have to be discerning and responsible about who you choose. The key is to have a backup plan so that if anything happens, somebody notices. Now, the next tip is the U.S. is in uncertain times, and while I fully support secure borders, some of the recent immigration roundups and detentions raise serious concerns because detainees are not given the opportunity to notify their loved ones before being sent to another city or a country or detention center. Instead, they go missing until they're actually allowed to call someone. Some viewers of my airport security video pointed out that phone searches are routine in countries like Europe, Canada, and Australia. But this is not routine for the US. And it's not routine what follows afterward. That is why I take extra precautions. And I hate that I even have to offer this tip. But before you go through customs, 1, know your rights at the US Border Control. Check out my video. I'll link it down below. It's best if you know the border control process, so when anything out of the ordinary happens, you can flag it. If someone asks you to sign something, you'll be like, what? No. Next, you want to have a game plan. You want to alert your designated check-in buddy and let them know just before you're going into immigration or border control. And then you want to let them know after you safely pass through. Now, whenever I land in Honolulu Airport, which is my home, and my SIM is active, I will immediately text my mom or even call her and let her know where I'll be, how long it's going to take me to get there, like to baggage claim. If I don't call in a certain amount of time, then she knows to call me back or follow up with that. Have a time frame for them to wait for your call before they go into emergency mode. So if you are in a vulnerable group with immigration and visa, you might want to take that next step and make your emergency call your family lawyer. Going through customs and immigration, you want to answer the questions briefly and truthfully. You want to avoid being too chatty or jokey because whatever you say, and the more you say, things could come out and raise suspicions. These border agents, they're listening and they're not joking with you about the questions that they're asking. You want to stay calm, prepared, and informed. Now, what are some smart tools to help you stay connected when you're traveling alone? Having an internet data plan is non-negotiable for me. It keeps me connected for real-time maps, rideshare apps, messaging, bookings, and most importantly, emergencies. I like to use an eSIM. I like GRRRLTRAVELER because it lets me activate it before I land, and I have internet immediately. Next, you want to enable your tracking features like Find My Phone or share your location with a trusted contact. If you have an iPhone, then your contacts and address book has a feature where you can assign an emergency friend or family to know your whereabouts on a map. And that's super helpful because they can see where you're located. iPhone also has a shared albums feature where you can allow your friend or family to share photos and videos and comments. Your designated check-in buddy can see where you're at, and they can see the last place that you took a photo. If your phone allows you photo geotagging, then turn it on. I believe it's under location services, but it's handy to have as well because if you have that last photo, people can at least find out where it was taken. Now, other must-haves for staying connected is a portable power bank. I never travel without one because I never want to be in that situation where my phone has died and I don't know the address of my hotel. You want to have emergency contacts saved. Whatever makes you feel confident and comfortable that you have what you need in an emergency. Lastly, you want to have multiple copies of your identification cards, your federally approved identification cards. There's printing it out, taking a photo of it digitally and storing it in your album, which is something I do. There is also sending up a copy into your cloud. And this allows you to feel safe that you have all your identification cards accessible to you in case you need to prove who you are. So I carry my passport, my driver's license, and my global entry card. And those are 3 federally approved identification documents that say I am who I am. I have a solo travel toolkit that is free to download. It shares more solo travel tips for newbies. You can access it down below in my link. Solo travel is an incredible experience, but staying connected with someone back home is a key part to staying safe and confident. Travel safe, smart, and informed, and may the GRRR be with you.